on to science. Now we are doing elemental science. So this is the kindergarten level intro to science, and this is the teacher's guide. I got the PDF. They do sell it in paperback as well, but for postage it was cheaper to get the PDF, and I had it spiral bound. So this is, as I said, the kindergarten version. Now the accompanying books that go with it is More Mud Pies and Magnets, which is this one, and this has got all your experiments in here, and also the Handbook of Nature Study, and this is an absolutely huge book. Now this isn't something that you read to your child, it's something that you read ahead of time for the nature study aspect of the curriculum. So the overview of the areas that you would cover, so it's a 36-week curriculum. All your experiments are in here. You've got your nature study book, and they also recommend the Osborne First Science Encyclopedia, which we do have, and I'll show you that in a second. So this is the topics week by week. And then this is week 1, so it tells you an introduction to the topics, what you're going to do. That's your experiment, your nature study, so we're finding wax in nature, and then additional books that you can read to go along with it, and additional activities. She also gives you a schedule option, so you can do it 2 days a week, and she tells you what to do on each day. So day 1, choose a topic, do your experiment. Day 2, do your nature study, additional activity, and supplies you need, and then what pages you need to read in the Handbook of Nature Study. Something, as I said, that you would read, not that you would read to your child. Or you can do it 5 days a week, and then that is the schedule if you want to do it over 5 days. It's amazing curriculum, I love it. She does various ages of curriculum, so I definitely recommend you checking their website out, and it's Elemental Science. So this is an example of week 2. That's your craft, that's your activity, your experiment, and your nature study, and I'll show you the student binder now. So ours is in our Minions folder. So these are the student pages. So this is for the first experiment, which was about crayons. Then you can draw a picture, you can say what you've learnt from your experiment. And there's the colouring with crayon cookies. And then this is your next one. So you have a place for the student to draw and write about what they learnt, and then an additional sheet for their actual experiment. And this is an example of the student workbook. I did pick up some of the suggested readers to go with it. So we got some I got new, some I got used. We got the Magic School Bus Wet All Over. The Magic School Bus Gets a Bright Idea. From Seed to Plant. Change It, Solids, Liquids, Gases and You. The Reasons for Seasons. Magic School Bus Explores the Senses. Looking at Rocks, my first field guide. Magic School Bus Flies from the Nest. Magic School Bus Blows its Top. The Magic School Bus Makes a Rainbow. I tended to pick the Magic School Bus option when she mentioned that's one of the suggested options, because my daughter loves the Magic School Bus. The Electric Field Trip, Insects, Wild Weather, Miles and Miles of Reptiles, Plants, Seeds. And I also got an additional nature study book just because I love nature study. And I got this one by Julie Rothman. She does a whole series of books with regards to nature studies, farm life, all kinds of things. And it is so beautiful. Illustrations are absolutely amazing. Now this would be something that I would show my daughter more so than the Handbook of Nature Study. So she can have a look at the pictures and we can read a little bit about the relevant thing. But the other one is more so for you to read and get a gist of what you're going to be talking about. Was the recommended book to go with as well, and this is the First Encyclopedia of Science, and I also got the First Illustrated Science Dictionary. Some fun file folder games. for science. As I said, my daughter loves playing games, so this will be right up her alley. And I also got the interactive notebook for science as well. And then I got cut and paste mini books, so we can make some little mini books about science. She also has some experiment kits, and she also has the learning resources primary science lab to help her do her experiments from the accompanying book that goes with the curriculum. Okay, now moving on to social studies. We'll do history first. So I originally purchased Story of the World, but then I read in the classical education guide from Susan Weisbauer that she recommends just doing that from first grade. So I'm either going to do Story of the World towards the end of the year or do it in first grade. So instead of that, I have pieced together a few different things for us to do for history. So the first thing I have got is the Osborne First Encyclopedia of History, and it covers right from prehistoric to modern times. It's amazing. Obviously, it's Osborne. Then I went through all our Wonderwise books that we have had for a while, and picked out ones that were relevant to history. So basically it is a story, and then at the back they have activities. So this one is making your family history, and then this one is a toy timeline, so you can go back and see how toys have changed over history and do a little toy timeline, which I thought is really age appropriate. Then this was Stone Age, Bone Age, so again a story, and then at the back we have make pebble paintings, make Stone Age tools, and then a discovery dig. So again, all age appropriate and all really fun for her to do. And I picked up the Explore collection from the Book People. So there are ancient Greeks, ancient Egyptians, Stone, Bronze and Iron Ages, Romans, Celts, Anglo-Saxons, Vikings, Tudors, Shakespeare and Victorians. And in them it's tidbits of information that's not too overwhelming for her, and then they have activities for you to do inside. So depending on what the book is, there are different activities that she can do. And they also have the back additional websites that you can log on to for more information, and then further reading suggestions as well. So I highly recommend these. They were really inexpensive, and a couple of other little fun things I've got. So look inside Living Long Ago, and it's lift the flap, so something that we can do a little unit study on. See inside houses long ago, so what it was like from the beginning to, wow, what it's like now. Amazing actually to see all the different houses. English manor, wow. And a few more things for history of Britain. So with the flap Osborne book, I also picked up Our Island Story, which is Ambleside Online recommended, and they are very short chapters, so it's perfect for her age, and it's all based on British history. You've got A Street Through Time, just to have a look through, just peruse really. I think this is a bit of a head, but no harm in looking, and obviously I can read little bits of information to her. And then we are obviously going to be doing some historical trips. I'm planning on getting the English Heritage membership, and I picked up these last year, which we visited the castle then, but obviously now she's a little bit older, we can do it again. And there's a wipe clean to go with, and then we've got this timeline of world history book again. She's still little, so we can just have a little look through when we're doing some research. And then finally for history, I've got the visual guide to kindergarten, and it covers language arts, science and social studies, so we can pick out the relevant social studies pages to do. Okay, now moving on to geography. So we have got the Evermore beginning geography. This is grades K to 2. So again, it's something that you can pick out the appropriate levels for your child and then keep the rest for later. So it's all about learning how to read a map, compasses, directions, distance. Now we're also going to be doing the geography elements from our 5 in a row. So identifying places on the map, things like that. I did get Expedition Earth from Erica over at Confessions of a Homeschooler. This is the teacher's guide and this is the student. Now, with my daughter only being a kindergartner, and although she does say this is from grade K upwards, I think that we're just going to be doing the fun aspects of it, so the crafts for each of the places and then keeping the rest for first grade onwards. So that is everything topics wise that you get in the Expedition Earth. You also get the animal unit as well, which I've got in a separate binder. And so for example, let's pick a country randomly. So we'll just do Asia. So this is the teacher's manual. So facts about it, she tells you exactly what to do on each day. Crafts to make, so this is what we'll be more likely to be doing, is doing all the crafts and just doing a general overview of the countries. And then here is the student binder. So we can certainly do the flags. I plan on doing Lego flags as well. And we're definitely going to do the little passport idea where you visit the country and the lap books. That's part of 5 in a row anyway, to do the lap books. Little postcards, we can certainly do that. And we are taking Paddington Bear with us as well. So Paddington Bear will travel with us on our geography journeys. Okay, some of the additional books I picked up. So we've got Children Just Like Me. So each country, you can learn all about how a child lives in that country. I think that's so important from a cultural point of view for her to understand how different it is for children that live in other parts of the world. And this just continues to expand on that. So we've got What the World Eats and Material World. Now obviously these look like coffee table books for someone who's a lot older, but she can certainly look at the pictures and she can understand often a lot more than what we assume they can, to be honest. So this is really interesting because it shows everything that they would eat in a typical day. So you know, that's their life basically, how it is so different to ours. Well, not obviously every country, but so that's what they ate 1 week in February. But this one I think is fascinating. This is Material World, and this shows they took all of their belongings outside and were photographed, everything that they owned. It's just it's crazy to think that it's still like that nowadays for certain people. So I love this. I think it's an amazing way to enrich from a young age, and obviously as she gets older she'll understand it more. Okay, I've got the DK First Geography Encyclopedia. Perfect little tidbits of information for her age. I've got my Charlotte Mason Elementary Geography Guide. So making sure I'm keeping on track. Paddle to the Sea, which is an Ambleside recommended book, and it is really short chapters about a little boy and his adventure on his little canoe. I've got the Osborne Lift the Flap Picture Atlas. I'm not going to say Osborne books are amazing one more time because it's probably getting a bit tedious, but they are. And then the sticker picture atlas to go with. My daughter is obsessed with stickers. She loves them. Animal habitats, that goes along with the Confessions of a Homeschooler. We'll definitely be doing the animal units. Me on the map. Flags sticker book. And then we've got the story of exploration, so just little bits of information that we can read through. We've got the Osborne illustrated stories from around the world, perfect for read aloud. I love some of the images in here. Children's Animal Atlas, and it comes with some posters, spotter's guide and postcards, which is always handy. So it shows you where all the different animals' natural habitat is. And then we've got a See Inside Planet Earth, because apparently I need to keep Osborne in business. Our first book about our world. And again, that's stickers. And then finally, I have got my book of mazes around the world, because I need to keep Kumon in business as well. I'm just going to group these together, so it's character, Spanish, music, and some miscellaneous things. So for Spanish, I have got Spanish on the Move for Kids, Lively Songs and Games DVD. And I've got the Osborne Listen and Learn First Spanish Words. So basically you take the card from here, you stick it in here, and then it tells you, speaks to you and tells you the words. That's really good for pronunciation. I can't obviously play it because everyone's asleep. And then I've got Kids Get Coding, a little set for IT. We're also doing the Handwriting Without Tears equivalent, which is Keyboarding Without Tears, for kindergarten, which is an online IT curriculum. Music wise, we've got My First Classical Music book, and that includes a CD, and it goes through all the instruments, perfectly age appropriate. And along with that one is My First Orchestra book, and again you get the CD. I got her a musical instrument set. She loves music and dance. Character wise, I have got Ari in the classroom. So this is from age 4 to 5, and they are, nearly ripped the book, but I didn't, which is the main thing. Contents wise, so it's basically, here is the contents. And then the stories that go with, and then there are little chapters, so little activity that you can do. Obviously this is for a classroom, but you know, you can still do it for homeschool. Reflection, the story that goes with the character. So this is all about sharing, asking for help, assertiveness, beautiful world, being careful, being forgiving, so on and so forth. Then I've got a few more character storybooks. So we've got Richard Scarry's Please and Thank You book. And Do Unto Otters, a book about manners. Really cute story. Oh, I can't wait to read all these. I want to read them now. But. And the moral is learning lessons through poetry and other silly words. So little poems. They're really actually quite funny, some of them. Great illustrations. And then you'll see these if you watched my pre-K 4. This is something that we can do again, and this is the Children's Book of Baking Bread and First Picture Cookbook. So she can follow the directions, and obviously being a year older as she will be by the time we start school, then she'll be able to do it from a more advanced level. And then this is Children's Book of Baking Bread. continuing on with art. Now, there are tons and tons of art ideas in the 5 in a row, so we'll certainly be doing some of those. And I've also got a few little extra things. So this one is a DVD from artists, explorers and scientists. So it covers a range of different subjects. So we've got the artists, then we've got the explorers and the scientists. And then I have got the Osborne Book of Famous Artists. I got the famous paintings cards that we can put on a notice board with the information about the illustration on the back. Illustration, piece of art. The Children's Interactive Story of Art. This is really interesting because they can actually, I think it's this book. I'll show you in a second. There's an app and you can actually make your own gallery. I couldn't think of the word then. So you can create your own virtual gallery by uploading images and paintings from the National Gallery into the frame. So something obviously that we can build on as she gets older. But it's got each various different paintings in, little discussions, did you know? And then we have, did I show you this one? Yeah, I don't think so. My very first art, famous paintings. That was one book. I love that picture. And then this is from last year, but obviously we can still do them. 365 things to make and do. So many different craft ideas in there. And then 365 things to do with paper and cardboard. And then this is just one of our art stories I thought I'd show. This is Katie and the Sunflowers. Such a funny story. How she gets into each of the paintings. I did a huge art haul with some activities and equipment that I purchased. And this is just something that I got previously that I didn't show in that video, which is the Klutz Junior clay, air dry clay craft kit. So that's everything from my curriculum for kindergarten. I hope this video gave you some ideas and information to help you make your choices. I always love watching curriculum hauls because it's a way to see what everyone else is, you know, purchasing, and also to get a little look inside some of the books that I perhaps might not be able to do so. If there are any books that I've shown you that you would like, or curriculum that I've shown you that you'd like a more in-depth look at, then please do let me know, and I'm more than happy to film another video specifically related to that specific book or curriculum. I'm sorry this was quite rushed. It's such a long video to make. I have to wait till everyone's asleep, and obviously by that point I want to go to sleep too. So I hope I haven't rushed through this too quickly for you. But if you've got any questions, you want any more information about any of the curriculum or books that I've used, please definitely let me know. Take care, and I'll see you soon, and I'll be posting what we're going to be doing over the summer shortly, as well as a few other videos as well in between. So take care, I'll see you soon, bye for now.